longtime political commentator George Will and Republican strategist Ed Rollins were also let go as well. You remember she made those controversial comments about Jesse Williams. Remember she called him a Hollywood plantation slave because of his big speech that he had at the BET Awards. Bottom line, just like some people in the media that I won't even mention that were on ESPN that's not on ESPN alone, you can dance and you can coon all you want, and they still got rid of your black ass. Right. You followed your puppet master's commands. You danced. You did a jig. You smiled. You threw black people under the bus, and they still got rid of your black ass. As soon as the election was over, we have no more need for her. Get rid of her black ass. This nigga's crazy. Oh, boy. Stacy Dash. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. Oh, that's what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to make sure and keep this job. I'm going to sing. I'm going to dance. I'm going to do a jig. I'm going to smile. I'm going to put a big-ass clown smile on my face. And I'm going to say exactly what they want me to say. And as soon as the election is over, they'll fire my black ass. From that ninja in the chat room on Spreaker.com. He says a large group of colonizers called Michelle Obama a communist because she suggested that their fat-ass kids mix in some vegetables. Wait a minute. Let me back up. Let me read this again. And that ninja, a lot of times he does come with some witty stuff, man. This might be one as well. He says a large group of colonizers. If you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, that ninja actually came up with the term colonizers in reference to white people. He says a large group of colonizers called Michelle Obama a communist because she suggested that their fat-ass kids mix in some vegetables, but a first lady that may or may not have been involved in several menage a trois is no problem. Hashtag selective outrage. That's well said, sir. That's well said. Hashtag selective outrage. Now, I personally would put the over-under of Melania Trump and menage a trois at 4. Right. That's where I would personally put the number. The over and under is 4 on menage a trois for the first lady. Trick. I never thought in a million years that I'd even think of the term to use for the First Lady of the United States of America as trick. From KC, Stacy Dash is in real trouble and Fox News don't want her clowning ass and Ringling and Brothers is shutting down. She's a clown. From Miss Mocha Bella, X-Squad, Doug, in your entertainment report didn't say anything about the Oscar nominations to some of our black actors in movies this year. You know what? I didn't see that. I'll try to get that information, and we can talk about it. Everybody's talking about Denzel. I know he got nominated for his performance in Fences. Phenomenal job. You got to see it. Phenomenal job. They were acting their asses off in that damn movie. Him and Viola, my homegirl, Viola Davis. She's from the great state of South Carolina. But they were acting their asses off in that damn movie. They had long drawn. And once again, it comes from a play. And so they had done this many, many, many times. It comes from a Broadway play. And you can tell that the movie is set up like it was a play. But you need to check it out. Definitely need to check it out. Denzel's had some great performances in his life, but he was acting his ass off in this damn movie. He went real hard in the paint as far as his performance in Fences. From Wody 504. What up, Wody? He says, let that be a lesson to all you ninjas that want to jump ship. Yeah. But it won't be, bruh. I mean, it won't be. It won't be a lesson to those people that are thinking about jumping ship. From Big L, Dash will be on the Rappers video soon. 2 Chainz will need her. Corporate brother. Sir, are you referring to Chris Carter from ESPN Laugh Out Loud? This ninja threw his money under the bus and they still fired his black ass. Hey, listen, sir, I didn't call Chris Carter's name. But, I'll just read your post once again. Sir, are you referring to Chris Carter from ESPN? This ninja threw his mama under the bus and they still fired his black ass. I didn't say Chris Carter, man, but that story you tell is pretty accurate. Chris Carter on national TV threw his mama under the bus surrounding that whole Adrian Peterson situation. Threw his mama under the bus when all his mama was trying to do was give him a little bit of discipline. That's all that lady was trying to do. All his mama was trying to do is just make sure that he didn't end up dead or in jail. And on national TV, Chris Carter threw her ass under a Greyhound bus. I didn't say Chris Carter's name, though. From LD from the D, what sorority is Viola part of? I know she got to be in one. I don't know. We can look that up. I'm pretty sure it would have it on her bio, Wikipedia, or something like that. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So Viola Davis, I don't know if I talked about this in the show. Viola Davis and the dude that played Luke Cage, and I can't remember his name right now, they're actually cousins. They're from the same little small hometown, St. Matthews, South Carolina, which is not far from, I think it's St. Matthews. Don't get me the line. Which is not far from South Carolina State University, my alma mater. And so that's crazy. And we actually are honoring the guy this year. His name is, they're from St. Matthews. And let's see if I can pull up his name real quick here. Michael Coulter, that's his name, the dude that played Luke Cage in the Netflix series. They're from that, and when I tell you this town is so small, like it probably has maybe one light. And that's a crazy, crazy occurrence that Michael Coulter, the star of Luke Cage, and Viola Davis are cousins from the same little hometown, man. Greatness from the great state of South Carolina. Yeah. And she went to Rhode Island College in 1988, and she finished at Viola Davis finished at Juilliard School in 1993. So it looks like that she didn't go to college for maybe 1 year. Maybe she didn't finish college or whatever. But very proud, and I'm sure she got a nomination too for maybe a supporting role in the movie Fences or whatever. Man, you definitely need to go out and see that. Definitely proud of both of them. From Gary G. Money Joyner, man, F the Oscars. From Tiffany Sports and Heels, didn't Chris Carter catch a domestic violence charge? Ooh, I don't remember that. Chris Carter, also, you remember he tried to throw shade. I can't remember exactly what the story is. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. But somehow he threw real shade on Michael Irvin. I don't know if Michael Irvin was kind of I think still using drugs or whatever, or maybe Michael Irvin was, I don't know. I don't want to get the story wrong, but basically Chris Carter called Michael Irvin's wife and threw him under the bus to his wife. Yeah. I can't remember exactly how the story went, but something that Michael Irvin was allegedly doing wrong. Chris Carter somehow got her phone number, I don't know how, and called that man's wife and told on that man, which is clearly a man law violation. Yeah. Right, from DC Cavalier, he says he told Michael Irvin's wife to leave him. And I'm thinking, I don't think it's something, I think it's surrounding drugs or whatever. Michael Irvin may have fallen off the wagon or something again. You know that history. I'm not breaking any news. I'm not telling on anybody. So, Michael Irvin had issues with drugs, and Chris Carter is this holier than thou, sanctimonious, I beat drugs, and everybody else in America should beat drugs. And, I would fire him. I wouldn't let him around my business or anything like that if he's using drugs. He's got this strong stance against drugs when he was a drug user himself. That's the reason why he got let loose from the Philadelphia Eagles. But that's neither here nor there. Well, Michael Irvin evidently had some issues going on, and this man called Michael Irvin's old lady and told her to leave him. What? Nigga, please. Clearly breaking a man law. Clearly breaking a man law. And then you add on top of it, on national TV, he threw his mama under the bus for disciplining him. That's what we called it back in the day. And I don't know the details. Maybe she did go a little bit too far. Maybe she used to punch him in his damn stomach and, backhand slap his ass every other time she got the chance. I mean, backhand is nothing new to kids from our era. I don't know. But he ain't had to put all their business out there on the street like that. I ain't like that shit at all. From RC in the chat room on Spreaker.com. I mentioned it earlier, but Chris Carter said it recently that he suggested to Dennis Green that the Vikings take a knee with What? Are you kidding me? Wow. Chris Carter is the person that suggested to Dennis Green that they took that time out or that they downed the ball going into the halftime of the NFC Championship game back in 1998. That was the precise moment. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. That was the precise moment that I knew that the Falcons were going to win that game. Once again, remember now, the Vikings were like the greatest show on turf on steroids. They were like the St. Louis Rams on steroids. And they were unstoppable. They had Randy Moss. And the game was tied. And they had the ball, I'm going to guess, maybe around the 40 or 50-yard line. And instead of trying to throw a Hail Mary or a deep pass to Randy Moss or whatever and get in a position to score a field goal and win the game, they downed the ball and took the game into overtime, which was very uncharacteristic of them because, once again, they had this dominant offense in this passing game. And I'm telling you, when me and the rest of Atlanta saw them down that ball and just basically throw their hands up, we give up. Let's take this game into overtime and try it then. I knew that the Falcons were going to win. And now I'm finding out, if this is true from my man RC, that the reason they did that was because of Chris Carter's punk ass. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. Yeah. When I saw that, and I know a lot of you don't remember this, but a lot of you do that are listening to this show from Atlanta. Maybe you're a Vikings fan. Maybe you're a Falcons fan. Right. That second, I knew that the Falcons were going to win. And also in that game, from what I remember, Morton Anderson, was it Morton Anderson or was the other Anderson? He missed a field goal attempt. You remember that entire year, I think it was Neil Anderson. Morton Anderson played for the Falcons. It was Neil Anderson, I think the quarterback's name was. Or maybe it wasn't Neil, but his last name was Anderson too. He missed a field goal. He didn't miss a field goal the entire year. But he missed one in the NFC Championship game. They downed the ball and took the game into overtime, and it was a wrap. Falcons headed to the Super Bowl. Falcons going to the Super Bowl. Dirty Birds going to the Super Bowl. Speaking of which, man, I'm still trying to look for a nickname for this year's Falcons team. Post your thoughts in the chat room. Email me at Doug@theDougShow.com. And if we get enough good entries, we'll have a poll prepared for you tomorrow. But when we get back from the break, man, I want to talk about them cheating-ass Patriots. And we don't have no proof that they're cheating, as usual. But I'm going to say they're cheating. And I'll tell you about it when we get back. Kind of, sort of. Don't go away. Back in 3 minutes.